Welcome to the Search for Wellness podcast, where we embark on inspiring conversations to explore the many facets of health and well-being. I'm your host, Pooja, a certified fitness instructor, the co-owner of Beyond Body Fitness Studios. I'm also a qualified health coach, breath coach, and proud to say, a cancer coach. My personal journey towards wellness took a profound turn when I faced a cancer diagnosis 2 years ago. Despite leading a relatively healthy lifestyle, I realized that my understanding of well-being was limited at that time. This unexpected challenge ignited my quest for knowledge and a deep desire to restore balance and harmony into my body and life. Now, I'm here to share the wisdom and insights I've gained, because what's the point of all this knowledge if I can't share it? In today's fast-paced and stressful world, prioritizing our physical, mental, and emotional well-being is more critical than ever. This podcast aims to delve into a wide range of wellness aspects, from longevity, fitness, and supplements, to alternative practices like homeopathy, acupuncture, and sound therapy, as well as nutrition, diet, and innovative therapies. Through this platform, I'm committed to helping you make simple and sustainable changes that seamlessly fit into your daily life, empowering you to live a happy, healthy, and fulfilling life. Let's embark on this inspiring journey together and meet our special guest today. Hi guys. Before we begin today, I wanted to inform you that I am not a medical doctor, and the information I am about to share is purely out of my own experience and the extensive research that I have done during my own healing journey. Always consult with a medical professional before considering any alternative therapies. The content here is for information purposes only, and individual experiences may vary. I would encourage an open dialogue with your medical team to make informed decisions about your health journey. My aim today is to share my journey in hopes that you may be inspired by something that might spark a ripple in your healing. So welcome today. Today's guest is me. And the reason I decided to do this is more than anything, I have always wanted to share my story, my journey, my experience, in the hopes that I can help someone else with their journey, with their experience. And what better way to do this than by sharing it on my podcast today. So I'm just going to start off by sharing a little bit about myself, about my journey, and how I got to this place. So I got diagnosed with cervical cancer on July 26th, 2021. I walked in, it was a Monday. I went with my husband to my gyno. I walked in and I had to hear the 3 dreaded words that no one ever wants to hear in their entire life. You have cancer. And my heart dropped. My heart sank. I felt my whole world turn upside down. I don't wish this upon anyone to hear those words ever. And it's always our biggest fear to hear those 3 words. And I had to hear it. The first thing that I said after leaving the doctor's office, I turned around to my husband and I started crying. And all I said to him is, I don't want to die. When you hear the word cancer, automatically you think about death. And the reason for that is very simple, is because you see people dying from cancer all around us so often. It's quite heartbreaking and sad. The rates of cancer have gone up so drastically in the last few years, especially due to many reasons, environmental factors, stress, toxic burdens on our bodies, our food, our lifestyle. A lot of things have been the main cause of cancer. The doctors don't talk much about it, obviously, as we know. And it's all more about, once you do get cancer, what do? Chemotherapy, radiation, cut, kill, burn. No one really wants to work with the whole body. Why did this cancer come into my body in the first place? So I'm going to rewind back again to my journey. And what happened was, I know why I got cancer. At that point, obviously, I didn't. And I was like, why is this happening to me? Why is God doing this to me? What have I done? I am a good person. I have a good heart. I help people in many ways. I don't know why this is happening to me. Why me? But then every time I said, why me? I kept hearing, why not me? And I was thinking, why do I keep hearing this? Why not me? So during COVID, I went through a lot of stress. I had to take my studio online. In fact, this was my online studio room. Funny enough, ironically, I was teaching 3 to 4 hours a day online. So that's exercising 3 to 4 hours a day. So that's my body going in through this stress mode 3 to 4 hours a day. Exercise is great for you, but obviously not 3 to 4 hours a day. I was homeschooling my kids, 3 of them at home. My little one was still a toddler. And everything was just, my world was turned upside down. I was doing more than I should have been doing, overburdening myself, cleaning the house, stressed. And I think that all of that just accumulated, and my body was like, enough, we're done. And that's where my journey started. So now I'm going to fast forward a little bit to what I did after that. After I got diagnosed, obviously I did my scans, I did an MRI, and then I started searching for the doctor, obviously the perfect doctor, the one who I feel like I resonated with. Automatically at that very moment, I had already decided that I had to take control of my own health. Something in me kickstarted that said, I need to do this. I need to take control of my own health. And by that, I mean already starting to make decisions on who's going to be my doctor, who's going to do this. And then finally, when I did find the right doctor, thankfully to COVID, it took me some time because I had to go to London, and going to London wasn't easy during COVID. I found my doctor in London, and then I had a radical hysterectomy on the 3rd of September. I actually chose that doctor because we went back and forth. And this is the reason I'm telling you this, is also because I think it's important to choose your doctor properly. Choose the doctor that goes with your choices, that tries to help you make your choices. So I chose my doctor because he was the only one who actually helped me agree many things. Like, I've had 2 cesareans, so I have a cut down, and all the other doctors wanted to cut me vertically. And I said, no, please, can you just use that cut? He was the only one who said, I'm going to try, but I can't promise you anything. And then all the other doctors wanted to do was remove all my lymph nodes. I was like, please, please, please. I'm a fitness instructor. The last thing I want is my career to go down. Please don't remove all my lymph nodes. He was the only one who said, we'll check first which ones are negative and positive, and then we will decide. And then again, I really didn't want to get rid of my ovaries. And he was the only doctor who actually agreed and said, fine, we will keep your ovaries because the type of cancer you have will not affect your ovaries. Again, it's really important to do your own research to figure out what is good for you and what is not good for you, what is right for you, what is not wrong for you. Start empowering yourself with knowledge. Don't become vulnerable. Don't be like, why is this happening to me? I mean, I did. Obviously, everyone does. You go back and forth. You go back and forth. But I had these 3 little children of mine, and I turned around, and every time I saw their faces, I was like, nope, I want to make sure I am there for them. I want to make sure that I live. I don't live, I don't survive, I thrive for them. I want to be the one to bring them up, no one else. And so this is why I started empowering myself with knowledge. So I had my surgery, and I thought, okay, that's it. It's all over. I can go back to my life. Everything is back to normal, blah, blah, blah. 2 weeks later, after my biopsy comes back, I get a phone call from the doctor, and he says, there is a 30% chance that your cancer may come back. Even though he did tell me after surgery that he had removed everything and there was nothing to worry about. I had given me that hope, and then that hope crashed after my biopsy came back 2 weeks later. And he said, 30% chance, so we would recommend you do 5 weeks of radiation, low-dose chemo, and brachytherapy. I felt a punch in my stomach. I seriously felt like somebody punched me in my stomach when I heard those words. And I was like, no, I can't do this. This is not me. This is not happening. This is not happening to me. I thought I was done. went back and forth, back and forth. And then when I finally met with the radiologist and the radiotherapy team, and they'd read me the list of side effects, again, I felt that thump in my stomach. It was like, nope, you don't need to do this. You are fine. You're good. So because I had the 6 to 8 weeks break in between my surgery and that, I decided I'm going to come back to Kenya. I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to make an informed decision with time. I'm not going to rush into anything. Came back to Kenya, and every time someone mentioned radiation, chemo, I felt that same thud in my stomach. I spoke to 5 different doctors from all around the world who said exactly the same thing. So it was all textbook. They all said 30% chance it will come back. It was exactly the same thing. It was, all of them were reading out of the same textbook. And that's when I realized, I was like, hold on a second. How can that be that everyone is saying the same thing? Funny enough, the last doctor that I spoke to, she completely broke me. But because she broke me, I'm actually really grateful to her, because her breaking me is what lifted me up. She was the 5th doctor I spoke to, and she was in the US at the Dana-Farber Institute for Cancer, which is the the best gynae cancer hospital in the world. And she said to me, if you were my daughter or my sister or my friend, I would be packing your suitcase this very moment and putting you on that flight. Because baby, this is your only chance to survive. I'm sorry to say, but this is your only hope to survive. Those were her words. And I was like, what? And then there was something else that she did say. She said, cervical cancer, or a lot of cancer treatments actually, but cervical cancer treatments have not changed in the last 60 to 80 years. So whatever treatment my grandmother would have got, I was going to get the same treatment. So there is no personalized in this. It's all generalized. I know many people who went through and were going through a similar situation that I was going through at a similar time. But then their diagnosis was different than mine. Their prognosis was different than mine. Some people's cancer was completely different than mine, but their treatment method was exactly the same as mine. And I was very confused about all of this. At that point, after I spoke to that woman, I just said, no, this is not happening. I am not doing this. I decided to empower myself with knowledge. I decided to go on this journey on my own. I decided to really, really, really find out and figure out there must be another way. There has to be another way. So I went to London. I nicely told them, I'm sorry, I'm not doing this. They'd already tattooed me. They'd already prepared me for the radiation, but I went there and I told them, thank you very much, but I'm not doing this. They did try convince me a few more times, but it didn't happen, thankfully. And then because I closed that door, all of a sudden, all these other doors started opening. I started thinking about all these alternative therapies and alternative places to go. Never heard of any of them, started doing my research, and the world just started opening doors. I met with a friend who had been diagnosed with cancer, a beautiful lady called Romy, and she guided me and helped me and introduced me to her amazing functional medical practitioner, who is my functional medical practitioner today, and I vouch for this woman, Susie. And Susie introduced me to Chris beat cancer. This man, I have goosebumps even when I just talk about him. He has this square one modules. It's like he has 9 modules online. He went through colon cancer, but like 20 years ago, when there was no information, there was no Google, there was no research, there was nothing. And he healed himself again. Alternatively, he did the surgery and he was told he needed to do chemo and all of that, but nope. He empowered himself with knowledge. So he has this like 9-week module. And if you are going through cancer, I highly, highly recommend you go and see his module. As soon as I downloaded his module and I started listening to it, I would go for a walk in my compound and I'd listen to it, and literally I would be like talking to myself, like, yes, this is exactly how I feel. This is exactly how I feel. All my life, I've always believed that healing starts with within. It doesn't start with exterior. God has created us in a way that we come from nature, we're going to go back into nature. Nature is the only one who's going to provide us with our medicine and our cures. Our mind is the most powerful thing we have. Everything Chris spoke about in his 9-week module, I resonated with. He guided me, he supported me. I felt like
I finally felt heard. I finally felt understood. I finally felt I was doing the right thing by saying no to conventional treatment. And I just finally felt happy and not full of fear. I just started feeling faith. I started believing. I had so much faith in God, in myself, that I can do this. I can get out of all of this. So that led me into empowering myself with more and more knowledge. It just started as a ripple effect. Reading books after books, which I will recommend at the end of this podcast. Watching, learning, hearing, understanding, inspiring. And then I came across this amazing clinic in Germany called Arcadia. And I wrote to them and I never heard back from them. But then the minute I closed that radiation door, I got an email from them. It was so amazing, saying, yeah, well, why don't you come and see us? They only had 2 weeks available in December because they were closing for Christmas. And I said, okay. I had no idea what I was going to getting myself into, nothing at all, only from what I'd heard and read. But I was like, this feels right. This sits well with me. And I went there and I got into all these alternative treatments. They did all these different types of alternative treatments. I felt like I was back in like college or university. It was quite interesting actually, because being there, we were only about 10 or 12 patients at a time every week. You get treated Monday to Friday. Your treatment can start anywhere from 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, but then you're done by like 3, so you have the afternoon to yourself. This clinic is called Arcadia. It's located in Germany in a place called Bad Emstal, which is about a 2-hour drive from Frankfurt. I went there with my husband, my beautiful, amazing husband, who has been so supportive throughout my journey. And he was really, really supportive. I have to just specify something, because what ends up happening is when you get diagnosed with cancer, you become a victim of other people's fate. Other people start dictating your fate. Other people start giving you advice on what you should do, what you shouldn't do. Let me tell you something. The only people you should be taking advice from is either somebody who has been through cancer or somebody who is on board with your decisions on what you decide to do. No one else. I know your family loves you. I know everyone's family and friends care for them. But if they have no clue, and because they've heard of hearsay, no, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. When I got diagnosed, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't want to talk about it. Give the patient space. Give that person time to process what they have just heard, what they have just felt. Let them make the decisions for their health, for their well-being. That is them taking their steering wheel back. That is them taking control and getting in charge of their health again. That's what I did. I took my steering wheel back. The minute we get diagnosed with anything, we run to the doctor and we give our steering wheel to him. Bless the person who's wearing that white coat. However, he has never once asked you, how much stress do you have in your life? What is your diet like? What was your childhood like? Are you in any abusive relationship? Nothing. None of that. It's all, you give your steering wheel to this person, and it's all about handing over your life to a person who has no idea what you have been through. Doctors are not even given nutritional education when they go to school. I think I've spoken to a couple of doctors about this actually, and they said that the only advice they get is in the first month of being in university on nutrition. It's like the first module, and that's it, nothing else. Whereas food is your medicine, but they don't give you this advice. So when I decided to go on my journey and I decided to not do radiation and chemo, there were so many people, relatives, family members, all of these close friends were like, no, this is a really stupid decision. You can't do that. You can't do that. But my husband was there for me. He was so supportive. He said, it's her life, it's her body, it's her choice. Remember that. It is your life, it is your body, it is your choice. Do what resonates with you. Do what sits right with you. Please try to listen to yourself. Your inner voice will always say the right thing. Your inner voice will always guide you. It's always there. It's just that sometimes we just ignore it, so it becomes quiet, but it's always there. So I'm going to go into what kind of treatments I did at Arcadia. So in Arcadia, they have several different types of treatments. It's also very personalized over there. So it's not generalized. Every individual is different. Now, when it comes to conventional treatment, everything is generalized. Everyone gets the same treatment. Everyone's treated the same way. It is like one in, one out, right? It's a big business. Yeah, it's a big time business. Selling these drugs is a big business. Big pharma. I'm sure most of you know about big pharma, especially after what we've been through with COVID. Everyone has seemed to understand and open their eyes on this awareness about big pharma. So you can only imagine. So at Arcadia, at this clinic in Germany, they give you something called hypothermia, which is full body hypothermia and local hypothermia. Hypothermia is when they activate a fever in your body. So they put you into this machine that creates a lot of heat and activates a fever. Now, a fever is really important when it comes to your immune system. Your body is the one that created cancer. However, the reason why we have cancer cells in our body every day. Every single day, from a 2-year-old to a 10-year-old to a 20-year-old to a 30-year-old to a 60, 80-year-old. Everyone creates cancer cells in their body every single day. However, our immune system is so powerful, so intelligent, so smart, it knows and it goes and it kills it. It kills it, it kills it, it kills it. Until one day, the immune system gets compromised. And when that day happens, that's when the cancer starts growing. That's when the cancer starts getting awake, gets aware, is over there. A fever is a sign that your immune system is working. When we suppress the fever by taking medications, by giving the child medications and stuff and everything, you're confusing the body. You're telling the body, oh, okay, wait, I'm not supposed to be helping you to get rid of this virus. Having a fever is a great sign and a great way to know that your body and your immune system is working really hard and is working well and is working in the right place. So anyways, so we go into this machine. It's called a full body hypothermia. You're in there for 2 hours. It is grueling. It is grueling, but it is the best place to be, where you connect your mind, your body, your soul. You connect to each and every cell in your body. You breathe through it and it's amazing. It only happens once a week. And then otherwise they do something called local hypothermia, which is very easy, very simple, where they target the heat in the place where you've had the cancer or you have the cancer. They give you a lot of IVs, high dose IV vitamin C, mistletoe. Mistletoe is a great medicine. It is actually an immune modulator, which means it can replicate what immunotherapy does. Now, immunotherapy only works 20 to 30% of the time. Mistletoe has no side effects and it works 100% of the time, because mistletoe is something that has been provided for hundreds and hundreds of years. Nature is what is our medicine. Nothing else is our medicine. Only nature is our medicine. God has provided this medicine for us. So there's something called mistletoe therapy. They have different types of IVs, a resveratrol, curcumin, which is turmeric, many different things. Now, how do they know which IV will suit you, what to give you? The reason they know is because they do this extensive blood test, but like extensive, not one that you would do in a conventional hospital, where they check your toxin load, they check everything. They do a stool test to check your gut microbiome, to check if you have a leaky gut, whatever is happening inside you. They do a urine test. They do all these tests. They figure out, they do something called a CTC, which is circulating tumor cells. They do an oncogene test where they check which chemo drugs will actually work on you. And if you are required to have chemo, they will give you something for it, but a low dose chemo, so it doesn't affect the good cells in your body. There are hundreds of different chemo drugs out there. Not every single chemo drug will suit you and will work for you and will work for your body type or your type of cancer. But conventional treatment a doctor will just experiment and give you and be like, oh, this one didn't work. We'll try another one. Oh, this one worked. Oh, good. Okay. However, you can get a blood test today. It's an extensive blood test. It's an expensive blood test, but that blood test can tell you which drug will work on you 100%. I did that blood test, and in my blood test, vitamin C was probably one of my best. So I take a high dose vitamin C. I still take a high dose vitamin C regularly as an IV. It works amazing. Curcumin, resveratrol, all of these IVs, they work amazingly. So they give you something called IPT, which is insulin potent therapy, where they drop the insulin in your body and the cancer cell opens up. The cancer cell is starving and it opens up. So whatever you give it at that point, it will gobble it down and it will eat it. So that's when they give you whatever it is that will kill that cell. So it could be the vitamin C, it could be the low dose chemo, it could be the resveratrol, it could be whichever one of these. So that's another treatment that they give you. They have ozone therapy there, which is amazing also. Ozone therapy is really good for you. They have something where they give you the oxygen through your veins. They really increase the oxygen. Just being in that place on its own, even if you don't get any treatments, increases the oxygen in your body because it's so therapeutic. It's in the middle of nowhere. There's forests everywhere. And you know what's nice about being there is also you build a community, you create friendships. Everyone there is going through the same thing. Everyone there is relating to you. Everyone there is understanding what you're going through. Everyone there is empathetic. In the evenings, Dr. Henning and Dr. Noor, who are the oncologists over there, they will sit down with you and they will give you a lecture. They will teach you, like university, about the mitochondria, about the body, about the terrain, about the fact that we do not target just the cancer cell. We target the entire body because your body is the one that created the cancer. Your body is the only one that's going to destroy the cancer. Nothing else outside is going to help. It is the body that's going to help. So I highly recommend going to a alternative cancer clinic. I'm not saying that you necessarily need to go to Arcadia, but this is the one that I went to and this is the experiences that I had over there. There are many other ones. There's a great one in Mexico called Hope for Cancer. There's a lot of new therapies and new treatments that have also come out. So always stay up to date with whatever is coming out. See what fits for you. See what resonates with you. See what works for you. Getting regular scans is obviously important when it comes to preventative medicine. So, everyone's like, oh, when I get cancer, then I will think about it. Or when I get sick, whatever. Why wait till when it happens? Prevention is better than cure. I know you've heard that statement before many times. It is really important to learn how to prevent things in the body. And the best way to prevent something is by empowering yourself with knowledge, by being on top of things. So another good thing to do is to have regular scans. I'm going to go a little bit more into detail about the types of scans that you can have. We have MRI, we have CT scans, we have PET scans. Those are the three regular ones. Then you have something called a mammogram. I'm sure you've heard of all of these. These are all the conventional type of scans that you can have. The thing is that one CT scan is equivalent to having 700 X-rays. That's the amount of radiation you're going to get. One PET scan is equivalent to having 1,000 X-rays. That's how much radiation you're going to get. One mammogram can trigger and can wake up those cancer cells, those dormant cells in the breast tissues and give you cancer. Mammograms can actually give you cancer. It is the standard of care, I know, but it is actually the wrong standard of care. The good news is that things are changing, things are improving. Have an MRI, have a full body MRI, have a ultrasound, have a full body ultrasound. Those are completely safe, low radiation, low toxicity. There is a new thing that is actually coming out, which is called a QT scan, which is going to be replacing mammograms, which is, again, ultrasound, sound waves to check the breasts. For now, you can even do a tomography. Tomographies have been around for years, but please, please, please stay very, very, very away from mammograms, from CT scans as much as you can, and from PET scans. If you need to have a PET scan, then please detox the body well, remove all of those toxins, which is something I'm going to talk about also, how to detox the body in a right way. The good thing is that medicine is moving in a positive way and it's going forward in a really positive way. And I think it's also because people are waking up, people are sharing, people are opening up. We have things like podcasts now, we have things like social media, we have Google, we have all of these things. We just need to make sure we learn how to utilize them. Another thing that is very new and hopefully we will have soon in Kenya, and I'm hoping and I'm praying for this, is a pre-nova MRI scan. So it is a full body MRI scan that is done in 1 hour, and it gives you all the details, extensive details of everything. Maybe it is not the best thing because it might show you too many things and might make you a little bit paranoid, but it would be highly recommended to do it at least once a year or something like that. Yeah, I think Prenovo, they've launched in the US. I'm hoping that they're going to have a machine soon in England so I can go and get one done. I haven't had one in a Prenovo machine, but at the moment I regularly do my MRIs in Nairobi, and I have kind of just decided to become my own doctor. So I do my own scans, and then I do send them to Germany to my oncologist over there if I need to. Yeah, so those are your types of scans that you should do. The other thing I wanted to speak about is 70 to 90% of cancers are caused due to diet, poor lifestyle choices. And unfortunately, the cancer industry knows this. They really do know this. And sadly, they are not going to do anything about it because the focus is on making profits. It's not on helping. It's not on healing. It's not on curing. A dead patient is no good. A healthy patient is no good. A sick patient is what makes them money. Keeping you sicker for longer is what's going to make them profits. So this is why they give you these drugs. This is why they give them to you repeatedly. They keep you in that loop. It's like once they've grabbed you and they've got you in there, that's it. You're in their circle. You're in their cycle. And it is very hard to get out after that. The other thing with a lot of people don't understand and don't realize is that there's a lot of fear based around cancer. Everyone is scared, frightened. But that's because they build that fear up. You go to your doctor, all your doctor does is everything he talks to you about is driven by fear. Fear sells really well. When they start telling you, if you don't do this, you're going to die. If you don't do this, we're all going to die. We all have to die one day or another, right? I said to my husband, I said, I know I have to die. I know that the day I was born, the day I was going to die has already been written. But how I get to that day is up to me. Everyone has to die. But your choice is, how do I get there? Do I want to get there living in and out of a hospital, being sick? Do I want that to be the last memories of me for my children? Or do I want to live my life, thrive, enjoy my life, do everything I love? Do I want to live in fear or do I want to live in faith? Do I want to live believing that this is my life? These are the choices that I'm going to make. Another thing that happens is the success stories, when you hear all about the percentages and all of this. Obviously, first of all of these stories and all of these sciences are backed by a lot. They're backed by big pharmas, right? They're backed by the scientists. They're backed by all of these big companies that want to push them forward. For them, a successful cancer patient, and that they have helped and they have healed and they have cured, is a 5-year. From the day you walk in and the day you get diagnosed till 5 years later, if you're still alive, you're a success story. If you die 5 years and 1 day later, you're still a success story to them. They only want to keep you alive for 5 years. They don't want to keep you alive for the rest of your life. It's only about keeping you alive for 5 years. That goes tick in their box, success. So it is very important to advocate your own health. I truly believe that there are doctors out there who have woken up, who have understood, and who have said, you know what, this can't be the way. This can't be the way we help people. This can't be the way we heal people. And those are the type of doctors you want to go and you want to meet and you want to help. You want them to be supportive. You want them to help you in your healing journey. They're the ones who you want on board with your health and your well-being. The ones who you can talk to openly and share openly about the decisions you made. The ones who believe that your diet has a huge role to play in your health and your well-being. Those are the type of doctors you want to be associated with, not the ones who drive everything by medication, by fear. So the other things that I'm going to talk about and the things that I believe that have helped me and still help me and I still try and do as much as I can at the moment is check your vitamin D level. I think everyone should check their vitamin D level regularly. In today's world, everyone is low on vitamin D. Anything above 36, 35 or something like that is considered normal in the conventional world. But in the functional world, you have to have your vitamin D anything above 80. Yes, 80. So highly recommend taking a vitamin D with a K to support the vitamin D, or taking a vitamin D injection. Please check your vitamin D because that is really important to help boost your immune system. Vitamin C. We do not make vitamin C. Humans and pangolins are the only two living beings that do not produce their own vitamin C. So we have to take it from external sources. And you can say, oh yes, I eat an orange. Well, one orange today does not have the adequate amount of vitamin C. You need to supplement vitamin C. Taking supplements is really, really important, but making sure you're taking the right supplements and you're taking them with the help of guidance. So it's really important to have a functional medical practitioner guide you and to the right supplements, into the doses, into what to take. For me, my functional medical practitioner is my doctor. She is my doctor. She is my go-to. I don't go to a doctor. I go to her because she helps me. She healed me. She helped me. Where I am today, she is the one who's helped me through all of this. Another thing that's great for anyone going through cancer, but even just to detox the body and to help boost the glutathione. So glutathione is an enzyme that is created and secreted by our liver. However, when our liver is bombarded with lots and lots of toxins, it's full of crap, it gets slow, it gets sluggish. So the glutathione excretion is very slow. Doing a coffee enema. Yes, a coffee enema. It sounds gross, but actually it isn't. It's absolutely amazing. I have shared this with a few of my really good friends and they will vouch for it too. They absolutely love doing it. A coffee enema, maybe weekly. If you are a cancer patient, you could even do one daily. You could even do one twice a day. I have actually read and heard about people who have just cured themselves by doing coffee enemas. So the coffee goes in to your intestine, and then from the intestine, the liver absorbs the coffee. Coffee is a really, really, really good medicine. It is high in antioxidants. However, when we drink it this way, by the time it gets to the liver, it's already like, there's no point. You'd have to drink about 10 to 12 cups and then you're high on the caffeine. So it's better to do one the other way around. You don't get the caffeine high and you will feel amazing. I promise you, you will thank me for it. A coffee enema, Google it. It is amazing. It really, really works. You need to get organic coffee and it will really, really help the body. Detox baths are amazing. A sauna, infrared sauna. It's very hard to find one in Nairobi. I have looked and looked, so I bought my own. But if you can't do an infrared sauna, you can do a detox bath. Detox baths are as good. So you detox with Epsom salts, soda bicarbonate, any of these herbs and stuff that you can find. You can even research about detox baths. It's really, really important to detox the body using a bath. Again, these coffee enemas, the detox baths, all of this, if you are having a PET scan, if you are having one of those things that's going to expose you to high radiation, then you want to do these immediately, before and after, immediately, to help remove the radiation and to chelate the body. Exercise is super, super important. You need to get those 800 muscles in your body moving. Sitting is not going to help. Lymphatic drainage is a great thing to do. You can do a lymphatic drainage massage. Having a small rebounder, having a little trampoline in your house, that can help. Movement, walking, find a type of exercise that you enjoy, that you love doing, and just commit to it. Movement is so important. Our sweat glands, we need to sweat, we need to detox. That's how we detox the body. We remove the toxins from the body. Cancer comes in the body because of the toxic buildup. And the toxic buildup can only come out through sweating, through exercise, through saunas, through these baths, through having an enema. Grounding is so important. When we connect, everything is energy. When we connect to Mother Earth with our bare feet, we ground, we connect. to the soil, we connect to the ground, we connect to the grass, we connect to Mother Earth. These electromagnetic frequencies are traveling through our body, and they're just alkalining our body, they're aligning our body, they're strengthening our body, they're building so much vitality into our body. I highly recommend grounding at least minimum 30 minutes a day, if not more. We spoke about functional medicine, EMFs. Try and reduce your EMF exposure. Keep your phone on airplane mode when you go to bed. Keep your phone away from you, maybe not even in the same room. Switch off your Wi-Fi router when you go to bed. Switch off your iPads. Try to be away from your iPads and your phones and all of this. I know it's addictive, but try to be away from it as much as you can. It's only going to help you. You could even get one of those EMF absorbers. I'm planning on getting one. I haven't tried one yet. There's something called a PEMF mat, which is also supposed to be really good for you. I have one at home. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the PEMF mat. Then there's something called green tea. I'm sure all of you have heard of green tea. So green tea is full of polyphenols. Polyphenols is something that helps, again, it feeds the gut, good bacteria in your gut. It feeds the gut. It helps with cancer a lot. I highly recommend drinking 2 to 3 cups of green tea. Replace your coffee, your regular coffee, with green tea. I know a lot of people don't like the taste of green tea, but you get used to it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Cruciferous vegetables. So this is your broccoli, your cauliflower, your cabbage, all of these vegetables. Again, they're very high in polyphenols. They're so good for you. Wheatgrass is amazing. Taking a wheatgrass shot every day, maybe even 2 to 3 times a day, can really help build the enzymes in the body again and just boost the body into wellness. Emotional trauma. So we don't understand that we carry, every single cell in our body listens to everything that we say, whether it's good or bad. So saying things like, oh, I hate my nose, or I hate this, or I am fat, or I am, anything that comes after that I am, the body hears and the body takes in and the body absorbs. So you can say things like, I am great, I am strong, I am healthy, I am healed, I am well. You could say any of these things and your body is listening to them. Every single cell in the body is listening to them. However, what happens to the trauma that we've already built since we were young, since we were a little child, we might have forgotten, our mind might have forgotten, our mind might have blocked all of these traumas that we've had, even past life traumas. But the body and the cells and all of that remember. How do we forgive? How do we release any of these traumas? Doing regular breathing exercises, doing Kundalini yoga, really deep connections within yourself. Sound healing can really help because sound healing works on a cellular level. We are 70% water, and the vibrations will help heal the body. A big advocate for sound healing, obviously. Another thing that will help with trauma, emotional trauma, is forgiving. Forgive yourself for anything that you have done to yourself. Before forgiving anyone else, forgive yourself. And then forgive anyone who has done anything to you. Really, holding a grudge, holding anger towards anyone is not going to help you in life. It almost like liberates you when you forgive. When you forgive, you forget and you get liberated. So forgive, let go. Black seed oil tastes disgusting, but a tablespoon of that, and I promise you, it works magic. My go-to thing, soda bicarbonate. It alkalines the body. So cancer cannot survive in an acidic body. Cancer can only survive in an acidic body. It cannot survive in an alkaline body. So changing the pH of the body is really important. And our diets today are so bombarded with so many things that create a lot of acidity in our body. Soda bicarbonate is a magic tool. Having just half a teaspoon of it in your water in the morning can really help alkaline the body. You don't have to do it for like a very long period of time, but it's a great one. Echinacea tea. I know I've heard and I've read about people who actually healed themselves from stage 4 cancer just by drinking echinacea tea. Echinacea is a beautiful herb that boosts your immune system. Again, it's everything. All of this is just to do with your immune system. All of it is to do with boosting your immune system. Apricot seed kernels, you can have maybe 3 a day. That can help. Soursop tea, I've never tried it, but I've heard great and amazing things about it helping also. Mushrooms. Mushrooms are my favorite thing to do. I mean, functional mushrooms, they need to really be given a trophy for how beneficial they are. Turkey tail, again, it's helped so many people reverse cancer, stage 4 cancers, stage 2, stage 3, whatever you want to call it. It has helped people reverse. Again, it boosts your immune system. Cordyceps. Cordyceps is a great mushroom that opens up the lungs, helps you breathe better. It's really good if you've had like especially lung cancer. Cordyceps is highly recommended. Lion's mane is another great mushroom, which is a functional mushroom that it helps with cognitive functions. So it helps connect the neuropathic systems and the nerves again that have like been damaged through surgery, the fascias, the mind, really good for Alzheimer's, really good for any sort of mental health disease. And then we have reishi. Reishi is amazing. So reishi is a really good one to take at night. Helps with the liver. It helps with detoxing the liver. It really supports the liver. It's very hugging, very kind. Again, all of these things are given to us by nature. Mother Earth, Mother Nature is the one who's given us all of this. We just have to embrace it. We just have to accept that this is our medicine. Get rid of bacteria, viruses, funguses using off-label drugs. So that is something that I've heard of, especially off lately. A lot of new oncologists who have turned into more of a alternative route do support using off-label drugs to get rid of, because if you have a bacteria, if you have a fungus, if you have a virus in your body, again, the cancer is going to survive through those bacteria, and those bacteria need to go. So you need to remove those bacteria, and then, so it's really good and really important to do an extensive test to check. These off-label drugs are like, honestly, like ivermectin. Simple, super cheap, not inexpensive, dog deworming tablets. There's so many things out there. Just do your research. Okay, obviously one of the most important things is diet. Diet is super, super, super important. It's so important that you work on your diet and use your diet to help your body. Get rid of sugar. Throw all the sugar out in your house. Cancer survives on sugar. Every single doctor should be telling their patient this. Don't eat sugar. Sugar is what feeds cancer. From now on, stop eating sugar completely. I don't eat any sugar. Gluten. Gluten is terrible for the body. It creates inflammation in the body. Remove gluten from your body. Refined oils, again, terrible for your body. Remove that. Dairy. Dairy is terrible for your body. Dairy is full of hormones, hormonized, and it is terrible, terrible. It creates inflammation in the body. Milk produced by a cow is meant to be drank by a cow, not by a human being. So please stop drinking cow's milk. You can substitute by plant-based milks. Try to eat organic as much as you can. Try to eat as much as you can organic fruits and vegetables. Eat what you can grow in your own backyard. Eat what you can, what nature provides you. Don't eat anything out of a packet. Don't eat anything that's highly processed. Highly processed food is something that you cannot replicate at home. Processed food is olive oil and all of that, which is great for you. But please try to avoid as much as you can eating out, eating anything that's fried. Just change your eating habits and you will already change your life. You'll start feeling so amazing and you will thank me. I promise you, you will thank me. Juicing is a great one. I juice 10 carrots a day. Carrots have this thing called beta-carotene, which can also help reverse cancer. Yes, a lot of people will argue that carrots are so high in sugar, but that is sugar provided by nature. You'd rather have that than have the table sugar, okay? So please don't avoid things like fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are nurturing for you. You can do an insulin test. You can check your glucose. You can check what spikes your glucose. You can do all of that also. You can get one of those insulin monitors to check all of that. Celery juice, juicing, eating a raw diet, all of that is absolutely amazing. The most important thing, so you could throw all of this out. Everything I've just said to you right now, throw it all out. If you do just this one thing, and if this is the only thing you take from what I'm going to tell you today, is this. Your mind is the most powerful weapon you have. What you tell your mind, your body will hear. What you feed your mind, your body is listening to. Meditation, telling your mind positive things, speaking to your body, affirmations, that is what's going to help you heal the most. Not living in fear, not delving in all of that negativity. Meditation is what helped me the most out of everything. Meditation, the power of the mind. Oh my God, I cannot imagine what you guys are missing out on if you've never meditated before. I highly, highly recommend meditating. I went to Cancun in June of last year to an advanced retreat with Dr. Joe Dispenza, who is honestly the best human being I have ever seen and met and heard in my entire life. The guy has changed me. He has transformed me. He has introduced me to something that life has not given me. Nothing else can replace what he has given me in life. Meditation is my medicine, and meditation can be your medicine. I highly, highly, highly recommend you get into some meditation, even if it's not his, any type of meditation, but I highly recommend Dr. Joe's meditation because he is absolutely amazing. He has helped so many people see miracles. I have seen miracles happen in front of my eyes while I was in Cancun, and I believe in the power of the mind. The mind can heal the body. The mind can heal anything. You just have to understand it. You have to welcome it. You have to see it with open eyes and really, really, really believe in it. The power of meditation. I highly recommend it. Dr. Joe Dispenza. Okay, so the books I highly recommend. So we're just going to wrap up now a little bit. Radical Remissions by Kelly Turner. I actually have that book over here. Radical Hope, also by Kelly Turner. She's also got a little docu-series that she's done on Hay House, using all of these people who have radically healed themselves out of cancer, gone into remission using 10 factors. 10 factors. Out of 10, 6 of them are not physical. I highly recommend reading these two books. Radical Remissions and Radical Hope. If you're not a reader, you can even watch the docu-series on Hay House. How to Starve Cancer by Jane Mclelland. I also have that book over here. So in that book, she's amazing. She talks about how you can use these off-label drugs to help yourself heal from cancer. Cancer Revolution by Dr. Leigh, Erin, Connealy, again, an amazing book, absolutely amazing. I highly recommend that book too. Chris Beat Cancer, yes, Chris Beat Cancer, the man who also helped me, changed my life, who really inspired me. Chris Wark, I highly recommend his book, Chris Beat Cancer. Mammography Screening, True Lies and Controversies by Peter Gotzsche. Yes, I hope I said that right, Peter Gotzsche. It is a great book about the truth behind mammography. So if you're still a bit in two minds about mammographies, I highly recommend you read this book. You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza and Becoming Supernatural is another great book. Well, two great books that you should, I highly recommend. I mean, I highly recommend after you listen to this podcast, YouTube him, YouTube Dr. Joe Dispenza, listen to his lectures, listen to his podcasts, sign up for his meditations, sign up for one of his retreats, just go and do it. I would be really happy if anyone wanted me to speak about a little bit more about all of this. Anything you think I should talk about more, dive into deeper, please share. I would be really, really happy to talk more and more about this. I am going to end this podcast today. I hope I have shared the right and the correct information, and I hope I have managed to inspire some of you, if not all of you, with my story, with my journey. I just want to leave you with one thing that I wrote down. Your mind is the most powerful weapon you have. Speak life to yourself, always. I am healthy. I am healing. I am well. Every single cell in your body is listening to what you say. A healthy person has many problems. A sick person only has one problem. Don't become sick and don't make that your problem. Wishing you guys love and a happy new year. Blessings. Thank you.